We work with leading corporates to validate and de-risk the acceleration of innovation, stranded IP, or businesses. We identify new channels, partners, and business models in global emerging and developed markets, commercially validating across the supply and distribution chain, from disruptive origination and raw materials to sales and first revenues. We have applied our disciplined entrepreneurialism to over 100 companies worldwide, asking constantly whether a venture is viable, valuable, and financeable.
What is the real cost of market entry?
What is the right business model?
Can we get financials past the board?
What type of governance do we need?
Already spending.
We don't have enough information for a decision. There's not enough granularity.
Too many of our ideas are biting the dust in here and out there.
Who has the experience of doing
How
this
can I get the
before?
right data? What sort of partners do we need?
What are the best channels?
This is where we come in, answering these questions and frustrations with our venture validation process. We produce a business model with the right sensitivities and options, supported by investment-grade financials, enabling you to decide on go, no-go. We do it from the boots up, gaining a surety of data to understand if the market is viable, valuable, and financeable. If we say go, it means we will deploy for you if you require. We only say go if we believe that we can do it. Then we can apply a suite of capabilities designed to drive your ambitions, starting with Business Ready, which covers a range of areas such as formalizing contracts with partners, deploying capital, managing real estate infrastructure and marketing contracts, handling finance and IT, governance protocols and establishing entities, raw material sourcing, warehousing, online and offline capabilities and branding.
Then, if you get the green light, we can move to launch and scale, during which we firstly launch and manage the pilot to test assumptions and assess the most effective routes to revenues and profitability. This means testing assumptions, reapplying learnings weekly, constantly assessing go, no-go. Then, we scale the pilot to first revenues prior to reintegration into the parent company if needed. But beware, corporates always scale too quickly. We say this is wrong. Instead, create and examine multiple options and then plan for scaling. Once a business has been integrated properly, corporates are very good at scaling. And they never have bad ideas. It is their inability to execute. That is the main problem.
Sometimes we start from a different place.
Companies may already have a product or business operating in the market that for one reason or another is not meeting its targets. We assess why. Does the business need new distribution or marketing channels? Different partners? Different enablers? Do we need to accelerate sales? We call this work accelerated business development. Again, we only use local specialist venturing teams in the relevant countries to carry out this work, as local knowledge is critical. Or we might start at the beginning of the process with something called disruptive origination and sourcing of IP, or DOSIP for short. We challenge the corporate's origination process and accelerate origination and sourcing of intellectual property, disrupting the norm and accelerating the origination of businesses and the IP. We do this through a global scouting network and access to proprietary databases, working with scouting specialists. And sometimes, we help clients raise investments to fund their projects. Companies typically have a lot of cash, but typically it gets allocated to the top 10 markets and products. Good ideas often miss out. We call this Strategic Accelerated Funding, SAF. It provides co-investing to undercapitalized products or portfolios. And finally, once you're up and running, we test whether your partners are doing and behaving correctly and in your interests. Is there supply chain seepage? Is there negligence? Is everything contractually and legally compliant? Our partner assurance commercial evaluation, PACE, capability will answer these concerns. So, there we have our 7 capabilities. Frequently we start with number 2, venture validation, and proceed to number 3, business ready, number 4, launch, and number 5, scale. We have done this in Asia, Africa, the US, and Europe. Across food and beverage, consumer healthcare, pharmaceuticals, oil and gas and technology, from raw materials to first revenues. Sometimes we start at the beginning of the innovation process with number 1, OSIP. We have done this in Asia, Africa, the US, and Europe. For businesses, products, services, technology, and IP. And on occasion we offer financial support through number 6, strategic accelerated funding, or evaluate partner performance with 7, PACE. All designed to answer those questions we started with and smooth the way towards a successful venture management outcome.
So, too many unsuccessful launches or high failure rates of new ventures? Not sure how to enter a new emerging market?
Struggling to sell your innovation ventures ideas internally? Internal processes delaying or extinguishing opportunities and launches? Great ideas but no bandwidth or skills to develop them or take them to market?
Difficulty getting new ventures funded?
Struggling to demonstrate fit with the core business? New initiatives struggling to hit KPIs and promised milestones? A need for immediate global white space and innovation? We have the capabilities, track record, and people to meet those challenges. We are pioneers. We start where traditional advisory firms end. We are Pilot Lite Ventures.